leadership demonstrates. How you doing, Rosalind? PMP leadership demonstrates vision, integrity, and intelligence in St. Mary. Time come.
Well, final answer to the people of Jamaica. We're at a tipping point. One of the things that Richard Pandoy, CEO of Shepherd, said to me today, that I can't understand why everybody's so silent and why the people are so silent and I take all of this problem. And that's why I say, want the people of Jamaica to wise up and rise up and make the man them know. So we know that we are in a crisis and we're not tolerating those things anymore.
Not tolerating it anymore. Razzie, how you doing, love? Salute to you. We have 39 people on the building in the building right now. Please remember to hit the like button. Thank you kindly. Share the live with 10 people. Don't keep this to yourself. Alright? The first order of business, ladies and gentlemen. The first order of business. Like the man said, they have to have vision. Without vision, the people shall perish, you know. Right? Christopher said, without vision, the people shall perish. So, with that understanding, I would love to share Mark Golding sharing his vision with the people. Because a lot of people claim that Mark Golding, you know, the man don't have any vision, you know, he don't know, he don't have any plan, and all of these wonderful things, right? And one of the things that they do is attack Mark Golding. And recently, what's the brother's name? Chelsea, what's up? Recently, the man in a Portland, not the Varsabrook, you know, the man in a Portland, the new man in a Portland, context matters. Mr. Isaac Buchanan said something very, very profound that I would love to share along with the speech from Mark Golding. Something that Mark Golding said in terms of his plan that he has for Jamaica. I want to listen to this. And big up Atafai Personal forever. But make sure so go over there and sub up to the Queen. You understand? Let's go.
Wisdom warriors, hear this.
Educated man, and I'm a proud, accomplished educated man, and people will call me arrogant for that. So there are no comparisons, and if you go seat for seat and make the comparisons, it is not a difficult task. And if you want better for your country, you need to have people who actually have vision and cannot complain that those who have vision, you want us to reveal the vision so the blind people can take it and say, but we did it and all you do is talk. But I digress. Just please, I hope that nobody is offended. I am just trying to educate as we go along, because you have to be woke. It's your life. It cannot be. Listen, the monarchy had left us with a motto, out of many one, whatever that means, because if the black people in Jamaica are not good, it matters not. It cannot be out of many one. That's not equality. And as far as I'm concerned, it's black people who are suffering in this country. So you can get into the false narratives, because when you fall out of the class system, those black people that become a part of the elite, they are worse than white people, and that's what you're experiencing now. So I reject the narrative when they call Massa Mark and Marky British, because the Prime Minister is a part of the King's Privy Council. He did that by choice.
Hey, bingo, right there. He did that by choice. I don't know if people really forget that man went to the Privy Council by choice. Alright? Let's keep it a stack. Alright, you know, Mark Golding was born by, you know, to his dad. He never had a choice to have a citizenship as a British citizen. He got that by his birthright. Born in Jamaica, got Jamaican grandparents, all of that good stuff. His wife is a Jamaican, descendant of Africa. His children, obviously, is a mix between both worlds. All right, it is what it is. So this attack on him being how he looks, he can't change that. Like, that's like us being attacked by people how we look as black people. Why would you even do that to somebody as a black person? Why do we do that? And we've been going through that for years. Come on, man, let's stop it. But anyway, let's get to the plans of Mr. Mark Golden.
Land and shelter remain important national priorities. On the minds of hardworking Jamaicans is the question, will they ever be able to enjoy the security of being able to own a piece of land or a house? Using data from the 2022 Voluntary National Review Report of the 2030 Agenda and the SDGs, we know that in 2019, over 100,000 fewer Jamaicans rented or lived in their own home than in 2007. 100,000 fewer Jamaicans. 30% of households were either living rent-free with the owner's consent, what Jamaicans would call cotting, or they were occupying premises without the legal owner's consent. That represented an increase of 10 percentage points over the preceding decade. If you live in a major urban center, you are most concerned about the fact that the price of housing built under this JLP government is out of reach for most people. Shelter is one of the basic needs of our people. In the Jamaican historical and socio-economic context, it requires a proactive policy by the state to provide affordable housing for our people. The People's National Party understands this. It is what motivated us to develop Portmore, the largest residential community in the English-speaking Caribbean, and so many other major schemes, Harbourview, Mona Heights, Frontier Heights, and a plethora of other housing developments across the island. It is why, in 1976, the Most Honourable Michael Manley established a National Housing Trust to provide affordable housing for Jamaicans. It is why the Most Honourable P.J. Patterson, in the 1990s, established a program called Operation Pride to provide land and housing for citizens, which, despite its challenges, delivered over 50,000 titled lots for people in Pines of Karachi, Mount Edgecombe, Melrose Mews, Redwood Gardens, Bel Air, and a host of other communities. And similarly, the Most Honourable Portia Simpson Miller embarked on an initiative to remove barracks housing and provide houses for sugar workers to live in dignity. In stark contrast, this government has built a mere 200 social houses, one dege since 2016, a paltry average of 25 housing units per year. And it presided over the demolition of poor people's houses in Clifton and St. Catherine and sought to evict 65 settled families from their homes in the...
No, that bad. That is bad. That situation with the eviction of the people's homes, that is something that is forever on the stain of the Jamaica Labour Party. That was bad, bro.
In truth and in fact, the cost of housing is out of reach to ordinary Jamaicans, with a 2-bedroom unit on the market costing over $20 million, while the NHT only provides up to $9 million to a contributor to purchase a home. The NHT has been financially weakened by the government's continued extraction of $11.4 billion every year to finance the budget of the government since 2016. After the 2013 to 2016 IMF program ended, we had put that in place for 4 years when we had a mountain of debt to get Jamaica out of, and we had a very high primary surplus target. It was never supposed to be extended. The recent decision to require NHT contributors earning over $31,000 a week to borrow from private financial institutions flows from that extraction of resources for so many years now since this government came to power. And whereas contributors to NHT have been charged interest rates of 5% by the NHT, private financial institutions are charging around 9% now. And the NHT is having to subsidize those private financial institutions for the difference in those rates. And that's going to further weaken the institution. Jamaica needs change, and we are on the road to change. We recognize that the police, the soldiers, the teachers, the nurses, civil servants, young professionals need access to affordable housing. So that must be the road to change. And some of our proposals include, we will repurpose the NHT to ensure that it focuses on the building of affordable housing. We will end the extraction of $11.4 billion a year from the NHT for the government's budget and put this money into building affordable houses for our people. We will provide targeted and well-designed incentives for developers to get into the construction of affordable housing so that more of our population can afford to acquire a home using their NHT benefits. And we will complete the unfinished Operation Pride schemes so that the residents enjoy the full benefits of what was started for them. And we will launch a new program based on a similar concept, but with a robust and transparent accountability structure to tackle the deep problem of informal settlements across Jamaica and bring dignified housing in organized communities to our citizens.
Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy edge.
So all them say Mark Golden on a plan. That sound like one plan to me.
GT from the importation of raw produce. He says that Jamaica is on the cusp of being blacklisted by the World Trade Organization, the WTO, if we continue to protect our farmers.
How can an entity overseas blacklist us to protect our farmers? When I heard this, I said, red flag. I said, ain't no way.
Stop the cap.
Yo, the government of Jamaica is wicked. Stop lying, bro. Stop lying. But let's hear what Mark Golden had to say.
Well, based on our research, the WTO does not blacklist or unilaterally punish member states for non-compliance.
There's no way they could have done that. There's no international organization that could openly blacklist. Listen, the One World Order has not been established yet. There is no way a world organization could blacklist a country for being self-sufficient. They couldn't openly do it. They could not. So when I heard this, I said, man, I can't believe they walked into this. This is what you call a rat trap, you know. When you just lie about stuff like this as a government, man, Andrew, when it's time come, man. Time come.
The minister really therefore needs to state whose bidding he's doing. By the removal of this protection leaves our farmers very exposed to unfair competition from importers who have little risk. We know that the rich countries of the world, North America and Europe, provide massive subsidies to their agricultural sectors, distorting fair competition and giving food imports from those countries an advantage over our producers here in Jamaica. Over the past 15 years, food imports into Jamaica have seen a steady increase, reaching over $1.4 billion in 2022, according to Statin. In contrast, our agricultural exports lagged far behind at a mere $273 million in that year. And this is a trend, and it underscores the vulnerability of local food production. Local farmers already contend with high overhead costs, including GCT and various inputs that they use, farm supplies, which producers in other countries do not face. Jamaican farmers have other disadvantages, including their small scale, relatively speaking, reliance on rainfall rather than irrigation systems for many farmers, and limited access to mechanization and financial resources. In 2022, loans allocated to farming operations amounted to a mere 146.3 million Jamaican dollars. That's all. The removal of GCT on imported foodstuff will worsen this imbalance between locally produced and imported foods. It is likely to adversely impact the sector and the livelihood of farmers.
He called this, was this 2023? He called this out to know everything that is happening to the farmers now, the prices of food. He called it. He told them it would happen. He was warning the government. How can they say this man don't have no plan? He understands something that obviously they either don't understand or don't care to understand or is ignoring on purpose.
While undermining rural communities, who are the breadbasket of our country. Only last year, we saw how onion farmers in St. Thomas were hurt badly when import permits were granted to importers and flooded the market with foreign onions, leaving our farmers with produce that they could not sell last year. In removing the GCT on the import produce, nothing has been put in place to protect our farmers from the wave of imports of produce that will now come into the market without paying GCT. And there's a common theme here, Mr. Speaker. When I was in St. Elizabeth recently, the fishermen were complaining bitterly that they cannot sell their lobster because big players are supplying the market at low prices and squeezing them out. Their MP is the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries.
How is this possible? Fly green, I need to come down.
We need help, Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Jamaica need help.
Yeah, man.
Shift the parliament.
Fly green.
Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there.
Remove them.
Take out the cockroach.
Take them out.
Take out the thief.
Take them out.
Take out the criminal them.
Take them out, Father God. This not normal. Roslyn, you hear this?
Yet they are suffering. The government is letting them down badly. and it's a crying shame. Mr. Speaker, there's also the critical necessity for transparency in the allocation of these permits for imported foodstuff to ensure that there's proper consideration for local production capacity,
right,
and to eliminate the possibility for nepotism,
cronyism,
and other forms of corruption.
Corruption, exactly.
And we all hear who the major importers are. Jamaica Agricultural Society, the JAS, was apparently not consulted before this measure was announced by the minister.
What?
Which in itself is an egregious example of arrogant and uncaring government.
Hey, Flight Grid, you need to come down, you know. You need to come down. You and HOLNESS need to come down. All of you need to come down. You need to come down, man.
My wisdom warriors.
You need to come down, I swear. Big up Market G. Big up Market G. So, I hope we have put to rest this idea that Mark Golden don't have no plan. That sounds like some very, very detailed planning to me. You understand? And let us stop using this nasty attack on the man's heritage, which he has zero control over. The man have a heart for Jamaica, the man have a heart for people, and he want to lead. Find some corruption upon him. Find something where I do wrong or have done wrong, like having 28 bank accounts, having him friend them, become in business partner them, put into agencies of government that he's a part of. Yeah, they get, you know, let us hear some tangible things why the people should not entertain Mark Golden being the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. If there's anything to hear, let us hear it. Alright? Please. Thank you. Alright?